Okay, so we are going to do a quiz today. Last session of today. So, where are we? Wow. So everybody can, you can take out your phone, you can take out your laptop. Normally when you come to an event, they say turn your phone off, turn your laptop off. But now I'm actually saying take out your phone, take out your laptop, take out your tablet, whatever you've got, because we're going to do a quiz, and the quiz is going to be, you're going to submit the answers by email. So, and this is going to be another great example, I hope, of FME Server in action. So we're going to have a map like this. It's got a whole bunch of different tiles on it. Each tile has got a number, and each number hides a question, like so. We'll have multiple choice questions. A, B, and C. We've only got 3 answers. We're making it easy for you today. We got all this swag. We need to get rid of it, so we're making it easy as we can. And this is where you're sending your answers to. So you need to get that email address down. It is answers@quiz.fmeuc.com. And when you send in an email with the answer, what you need to do is put your name in the subject line, the name as you'd like it to be displayed on screen, because you're going to see it on screen, so nothing too rude or anything like that. And then in the body of the email goes the letter that corresponds to the answer that you want to say. So in the previous example, let's go to the previous one, you would obviously have emailed in C because the FME Lizard's airship is a dirigible. It's got a shell around it. It's not a blimp, which doesn't. So now you've learned something. So I'll just keep that up for 1 second more. So answers@quiz.fmeuc.com. If you've got a device, that's great. If you don't, we'll do a few questions just with a show of hands, just so we can get rid of more of this stuff that we have clogging up the marketing department. So we're all okay there? Answers@quiz.fmeuc.com. Okay, so you send in your answers and you will win a powerful load of treasure. Yes, that's what we call it, treasure. And sporks. I'll just mention that this is all powered by FME, desktop, server, and cloud. Well, my colleague, Devet, created this. He created all these workspaces to handle all the incoming answers and to keep track of the results. We're running it an FME server, and that server is hosted on the cloud. And Devet will talk more about that tomorrow. We've got the World Cup review going on, and he'll talk about this technique for the World Cup stuff. So I won't go into it too much, just to say this is an example of what you can do with FME and FME server and FME cloud. Okay, so let's go. Are we all ready and raring to go? Let us start. I'm going to call it. You can see I'm logging into FME server here. And a password I've got to try and remember. It's not XML, surprisingly. Okay, so we have a bunch of questions with a number. It's numbers 1 to 25, which aren't quite fitting on screen, but whatever. Anyone want to shout out a number we should start with? Did you say 9? Excellent choice. Well done, Robert. Exactly what I wanted. So we'll start out with an easy question. Safe Software's president, Don, loves which format of data? Is it A, JSON, B, IFC, or C, XML? So send in an email to answers@quiz.fmeuc.com with A, B, or C in the content and your name in the subject line. And one of the things you'll see up here is number of emails processed, which is being updated live with WebSockets, which is another new technology in FME 2014. We'll just mention that. So we've only got one answer so far, so that person would win. But we'll give it a few more seconds to just run through this. So this is all running on FME server, like I said, and we're using the notification service. And the notification service can handle incoming emails. So all the emails you're sending in, we're processing them on FME server, and logging the results. And there we are, up to 10 now. That's X 10, 12, 4. Oh, wow, it's really coming in. It was obviously going to take a couple of seconds for them to go through, so that's why I'm just giving it a second. So we might cut that off at 16 and stop the question now. Oh, wow, it shoots up to 25. And the answer, you can see highlighted, is C, Don loves XML. So, it says correct responses. I don't know how many would have got that wrong, actually, but and there we go. We have correct responses, and we pick out one winner whose name is very small in there. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. And the winner we picked at random is Niels. Excellent. So give that man a prize, a T-shirt or a hat or something. Congratulations. And I noticed that quite a lot of people got that right, which is not really surprising, since we've been talking about it all day. In fact, you can give a hat out to Kat, who came second, and Dan Bignell, who came third. We need to get rid of some of this, so let's... Well, yes, Kat does belong at SAFE, but she didn't get fired overnight, thankfully, as she was talking about yesterday, so... Okay, which question did you say, Robert? 13, excellent. That was actually number 13 is next on my list, so you did great. So, next question. In which U.S. state is there an airport with the code FME? Is it Idaho, Maryland, or Arkansas? You probably don't know, but hey, you can guess. This is just a bit of fun. So, there is an airport with the code FME, and I expect the last speaker might actually know this one. I don't think it matters if it's a lowercase or uppercase number in the answer, so that's okay. So we'll do a couple more questions, and then we'll go to talk to the doctor's office, and they can give their report for what happened outside in the doctor's office today. Okay, 18, 19, 20. We'll cut it off at 20, and then first 20 people who get in will say congratulations. So the correct response was B, Maryland. So congratulations if you got that right. How many people did get it right? 4, 5, 6, 7 people. And the winner selected at random is Baz Newman. So find that man and give him a T-shirt. Baz, are you around? For that? Excellent. Fantastic. And the runner-up was Jeff Hobbs. So if we can find Jeff, we'll give out some swag to him as well. Okay, anyone else want to shout out a number? Sorry? 1. Okay. Number 1. Question about Vancouver itself. How well do you know Vancouver? Because of the large number of movies filmed in Vancouver, it is also known as Brawleywood, Vollywood, or Hollywood North. So A, B, or C. Incidentally, I think if your email was delayed from the last question, it might account for this one, which is why we've got 10 come zooming in already. I was pretty impressed at that speed. So, technical difficulties you don't think about until you've got 400 people watching you, and then you're like, oh, right, yeah. But anyway, emails coming in, and again, we're processing these with FME server, so it should be just like that, very quick. I've got a talk tomorrow about lightning strikes, and we basically handled up to 50,000 lightning strikes a second. So if we can do that, we can handle 20 incoming emails with questions. Or one would hope, anyway. So we have 32 emails. Let's stop that. Correct response is Hollywood North. Congratulations to Scott Grace. And give him a prize, and also to a user whose name is Don Has Great Hair. I have my suspicions who that might be. If it wasn't you, then? Well, congratulations, you win the company. So congratulations to Scott, and Don Has Great Hair. Okay, another number, please. 19? Okay, so I'm actually going to, because I know not everyone's got a phone, I'm going to ask for a show of hands on this one, and we'll see what we get. So, if you flew direct to the conference, which of these cities is the shortest journey? Is it London, Amsterdam, or Stockholm? And I'm going to take a show of hands, so don't bother emailing this one in. So, if you think it is London, put your right hand up. If you think it's Amsterdam, put your left hand up. And if you think it's Stockholm, put both hands up. And the correct answer is... Oh, stop the question. It's Stockholm. So if you've got both hands in the air, congratulations, give everyone a spork. And if you want a spork, put both hands in the air. I was surprised at that. I thought that might actually be London was the closest, but apparently great circle routes, wonderful thing, it's Stockholm. So, okay, let's take another question then. 21? Okay, 21, and we'll do this by email again, and while we're waiting for answers, we'll perhaps get the doctors to come up and give us a quick talk about what happened in the doctor's office. So the Transformer description window in 2014, what did we rename it to? Was it the info window, the notes window, or the help window? So email that in. Mark, Dimitri, do you want to have a quick chat and mention a couple of questions from the doctor's office? Did you operate on anyone? Did they
survive? Please stop by at the doctor's office. We really would love to see you there. Today it was pretty quiet, but still we got a few very interesting questions. I'll mention a few, and I think Mark has much more. One question was about styling. So if some styles are kept in a tabular form, in a spreadsheet or a text file, is there a way of visualizing them? I would say yes. It depends on what format you are going to and, well, a few other factors. But just recently I showed a similar thing where I had my symbology stored in an Excel file, and then I used it for styling a raster map. So going to raster through Mapnik. And we have this example on our website, and definitely it's possible. And I really recommend using Mapnik for that. Then there was a good question about custom transformers. If a customer would like to add their own transformer, how they can do that, what is the process, and who should maintain it. If you go to fmestore.save.com, you'll see a sign-up form where you can sign up for an account, and that will allow you to upload your custom transformers. Still, well, it will require some human interaction. We have Devet and Arash. If you could stand up, Arash, Devet. Yeah, these two safers will be glad to assist you with putting your custom transformers to FME store.
They're storekeepers, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, there will be some legal stuff because, well, we use an Apple model, not Android model. We try to guarantee that the stuff actually works if it's there. But it's maybe worth mentioning that we do not maintain it release after release. So that will be responsibility of the creator. They can write a note that it was tested with such and such version, or they can just maintain it and update if it's necessary. It was an enhancement request for attribute keeper. Today, if you remove or keep some of the attributes with attribute keeper, it also keep all the hidden attributes, such as format attributes, which are usually you don't see unless you explicitly expose them, but we carry on them until the end of the translation. So the request was to remove everything, just to keep those transformers that are checked. Those that are not needed, visible or not, should be removed. Then there was one more request to add to feature type parameter dialog, to add a column that would say whether an attribute is optional or required. So maybe that would end up with red gear on the feature types, on the writer feature types, saying that you have to specify, have to set such and such attributes, whereas those ones can be just left blank. So, now, Mark?
Well, we got, how many is, I can't read that.
Shall we do the next answer? It's up to 175 emails.
Well, we're just testing FME server here to see whether it can
Again, I'm
cope with
figuring
this.
these might have got caught up
I got
in
one
the...
more here. It's
Okay.
a bunch of cheaters. I believe they're a Swedish crowd. And it's, oh, Mike. All right. Okay. I believe it's the Swedish crowd. What they want to do is they want to be able to monitor the FME statistics that we get back when you say that you're going to give us statistics on Workbench usage, and they'd like to be able to intercept that so that they can cheat at the World Cup of Data that we're doing this week. So that I assume that is for genuine purposes, so that they can see how they're using their own stuff. Actually, I have written a workspace if you are interested in doing that. I do have a workspace that will scan all your workspaces and give you back statistics on what transformers and readers and writers are in there locally on your hard drives or whatever. So if anybody's interested in having statistics come back from the transformers and readers and writers, we have got a workspace that will do that. But that's not a bad idea, actually, to allow people to get the statistics locally. So back to 226
226, yeah. I'm either all of your emails got sort of slowed down going through Google headquarters or wherever, or a lot of people have been putting multiple answers in just to try and win, because that hat, I mean, 234 emails. Okay, I'm going to stop this before we go any further. And the answer was C, help. So let's see who got that right. This is going to be really teeny tiny if we try and show all of them. And the winner is Carrie Prendergast. And second place, we're going to go with Bo Guo. Yay! So we're going to go with those two. Actually, Baz Newman was in there, but you've won once, so we're not going to let you win more than... Okay, another number, anyone? 23, I heard. I did, I heard it down the front. I'm not lying. Honestly. Okay, the lizard. The lizard is not just an FME screenshot idol, but also an enemy of which comic book superhero? Is it A, Spider-Man, B, Batman, or C, Superman? So I'll give you a second to do that. And 11 emails already. I'm guessing default is probably 10 to start with. It just seems to like that. Do you have any more questions you can... Okay, in a second. I mean, we can wait a second. I'll just didn't want to call you up, and I was going to give you some warning, so... Okay, we'll give it another second. I'm not going to wait for it to get up to 200 again, but we'll let it get up to about 30, 27, 28, because obviously the delay is your email going from here to your server on Google, from Google to FME server, wherever that is, and then FME server processes it pretty quickly. It does, honestly. It's not our problem. Blame Google. Blame your email provider. Okay, so the answer is Spider-Man. And the correct response, the winner is Carl Jackson. And also a prize for second was Arnie Leutgard. I'm pronouncing that horribly, I'm sure. But okay, let's do another quick show of hands question. I heard someone shout out 11. So I'm going to go with 11. I can't even remember which one it is, but... Oh, it's another lizard question. So If you think the lizard has his social media present on Twitter, put your right hand up. If you think it's Facebook, put your left hand up. And if you think it's LinkedIn, then, well, I'm sorry, there's no hope, but put both hands up. That would actually be pretty funny if he had a LinkedIn profile. Okay, well, the answer is Twitter. You can find the lizard at FME Lizard. So if you got your hand in the air still and it was the right one, then you can get a spork. Don't throw them out because there's some metal ones in there and we don't want injuries. Okay, well, we'll start another question up and then we'll go to the doctor again to hear some more questions. So I'm going to pick a question now. It's going to be number 17. Okay, another airport code. Don should get this. In which country is there an airport with the code XML? Colombia, Latvia, or Australia? Mark, do you want to do some quick doctor stuff?
We can do a couple here. Somebody asking about cassowary birds. They want to do some statistics on cassowary birds. They want to be able to produce nice statistical scatter plots and other statistical output there. So the answer at the doctor's office was to use the new Excel reader and writer. Actually, well, the writer allows you to use templates so that you can configure an Excel document. Sorry, I nearly said XML there, which was a big slip up. That's right, yeah. So, yeah, the new Excel writer has the ability to make a template, so you can configure an Excel document and then populate that document with your data, and then all the charts and all the statistics and everything will suddenly appear in that template that you've created. So that's one way you can do it. The other way is the way that we were trying to do up here with our real-time data is to use some of these web charting tools that we've discovered. Devet had set up that soccer ball thing with a thing called smoothie charts, which is geared towards real-time data. And another one we played around with was Zing charts, so that you can feed those HTML pages live from FME. So that would be something you could play around with. PDF, while we're on that kind of question of charting and whatnot, PDF layout. Can you make laying out PDF documents easier for us? The answer is yes, we'll try. We're in the process of making a PDF templater so that you'll be able to do the layout of your PDF document and then populate that with titles, maps that you've created in FME with, say, the Mapnik rasterizer, and so on. So we're hoping that we will make life a lot easier for PDF layouts. So 73, we're going to go.
Yeah, I think we'll go with 73. 73 is a good number, I think.
I seem to have lost the doctor. Did he have a heart attack?
So do you know the answer to this one, Don? No. You don't? Are you going to guess? Oh, well, you're wrong, I'm afraid. The answer is Australia. So I'm hoping everyone in Australia got that. I should have written down which airport it actually is, but there is an airport in Australia whose code is XML. So now you know where you need to go to take a flight from FME to XML. It's it's awesome. Okay, correct response, Aaron Learmont. And another prize for Antonio. So put your hands up and we'll get you a shirt. And we'll just very quickly, while we're doing that, we'll do another question. Anyone want to shout a number out? Sorry? 15? Sorry, I honestly didn't hear you. I heard something teen. 10. Okay, sorry. My bad hearing and... well, I didn't like to say that, but... because I don't have an accent at all. Mine's... very Vancouver accent. So, the tweeter transformer is classified under which category? So you need to know your workbench here. Is it a network, is it a web services, or is it a workflow transformer? And to be honest, I don't even know that. I can't remember. So, So send some answers in and let's see what we get. I'm going to just wait very briefly on this one. I guess whoever's got the fastest email server is going to win most of the prizes here. But okay, give it 2 more seconds. Oh, I got to hold my stomach in. That guy at the back keeps pointing his camera at me, and I think if I'm a transformer, I'm the donut consumer or something like that. So the answer is web services. Wow, there you go. Congratulations to Bob Williamson and Ben. Whoever Ben is, put your hand up and we'll get some prizes out. We still got plenty of prizes there? And okay, well, we'll do another question then, and while we're doing that, we'll have the doctors back up and see what happened to the other one. Anyone want to shout out a number that we got left? 25. The very last question on there. FME training courses. If you've taken a training course, we use the data from the city of Vancouver now, but which city did we used to use the data from? Was it Edmonton, Alberta, Austin, Texas, or Denver, Colorado? There you go, Mark. Do you want to? Yeah, we'll do another dog.
All right. Yeah, so this was an interesting question about clipping with FME using the clipper transformer. And what they have is they have a lot of points that they buffer into circles, and then they'd like to have the data that's just inside that circle, and all the circles overlap. And what they would like the clipper to do is actually to be able to, for that point, clip out that particular circle, and then for the next point, clip out the next circle. But the way the clipper tool currently works is that the bit that's already been clipped out is now out of the data, and so the next piece that will get, the next buffer that will come along will only clip what is left, and you won't get the full piece of the data in. So they want this kind of cookie cutter thing to go along and cut out a complete set of the data for each of the buffers. So that looks like a good enhancement for us. And related to that question actually was a question about 64-bit. So I thought I would just bring that up. It was specifically around the Swedish Land Survey GTrans coordinate system transformation that we support. And they wanted to know whether we did that in 64-bit. And so this kind of goes across the board. For some of the tools that and the readers and writers that we support, you'll see it in 32-bit, but not in 64-bit. So if we are relying on an API that is already compiled by a third-party vendor, and we can't rebuild that in 64-bit or on the Mac or on Linux, then it won't be available in that environment. So in this case here, for the Swedish Land Survey transformation, if they supply us with a 64-bit library, then that will get into the 64-bit system. If they don't supply us with a 64-bit library, then it's going to sit in 32-bit. So in that case, I think help is on the way, and they are thinking about giving us some stuff there. Somebody wanted a FME personal edition so that for $100 they could get a copy of FME to take home and work with at home. I think that's a decision for Don and Dale to work on. But in our licensing model, if you have a floating license, there is a license borrowing mechanism. So if you do want to work with FME at home, you can actually borrow a license from your license pool, take that home, and then check it back in the next day. So we'd kind of have a partial solution for that, I guess. Okay?
Okay, sure. Do you have more questions? I guess you could probably go on all night with them, but one of the other things we've got at the doctor's office, by the way, is an ideas board. So please put some ideas up there. Basically, we mean any sort of things you like to see in FME, improvements or new functionality. So that's always a good thing to put up there. And one of the things someone mentioned earlier was, well, can we have collapsible bookmarks, which is something we have actually thought about. Okay, the answer to that is Austin, Texas. So congratulations. Where else would we use? Texas is fantastic. And the winner is David R. And we'll also give something to Al Douglas. If you want to put your hands up. Ah, there you go, right in front of me. So we'll, okay, we'll just do maybe one more question, one more doctor's thing, and then we'll wrap up for the day. So anyone want to give me a number for the last question? So which one did you say? 18. 18. Okay, each year, Safe Software holds what? Is it a global extravaganza, a world tour, or an international expedition? I'm hoping most people know this by now, but... Okay, 14 emails in. 16, we'll just give it a few seconds. Were you going to come up at the end, guys, to... Okay, I did have a little PowerPoint to remind people of stuff, so if you want to use that, that's... Okay, any second now I'm going to stop this question. 29, 30, 31, blah, blah, blah. Oh, there's still some coming in. Let's just give them a second. I want everyone to win. It's the last question, so... how much more swag have we got? So the answer is, not unsurprisingly, World Tour. And correct response is Bo Guo again, Alan Coe, Barry, Benjamin, Byron, Chad Kimball, Faye-San Thompson. Put your hands up and let's get rid of some of that those hats and shirts. The marketing team don't want to carry them home, so okay, I think we'll finish that quiz. Mark, do you want to mention a few more doctors' things before we wrap up?
Yeah, I do want Devet, if you could just stand up for longer at the back there so people can recognize you. So he's done a lot of the back-end work for the quizzes and the World Cup of Soccer and some of the other demos we've been doing. So thanks a lot, Devet. Yeah, I did have a couple of questions, but now I've lost them. Oh yeah, one very specific thing. Somebody's using our database writers to write very large data sets, and if sort of a minor issue occurs, we log that in the FME log. Sometimes there's a really catastrophic failure, in which case FME just stops, and they would like the ability there just to log that and then skip over it so that the rest of the data load went ahead. And I think a couple of database writers do that, well, the geodatabase one or the SDE one I know, so that's probably something we can start thinking about there. Versioning of workspaces in GitHub, I think that's something we talk about once in a while, and you can obviously do it yourself, but I think we are maybe looking at going in that direction at some point, so that's good. And I think that'll probably be it. We'll be back tomorrow. Do use the doctor's office. A lot of the developers are there so that you can go out there and keep them a little bit honester than they normally are. So we do encourage you to keep firing questions to that group.
All right. So, well, it's been a long, good, interesting, fun, and I'm sure Don will never forget day.
Absolutely, yeah.
So thank you so much for making it to the end. There's a couple things that we're supposed to go through here, just to remind you all that if you want to take part in the exciting World Cup of Data, the prize is an iPad mini, which will fit in that bag that we gave you. We did have complaints that a full-size iPad won't, so this is your solution. If you have a full-size iPad and you're mad, you can enter the contest and try your luck there. So what do you say about this one, actually?
Oh, yeah, so on your way out, there's going to be a group shot of you and your new umbrellas. So it's under the globe. So as you came in, you couldn't help but notice that massive globe. So on your way out, if you want to take part in that group shot, that would be great. With all the umbrellas open, that'll be good.
Will we even be able to see anybody in there?
I don't know. It'll be
a
interesting.
sea of FME,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
So it should be kind of fun out there right now as we're making our way out. So there's some stuff going on. If you're not sure what you want to do, check out, I guess, in that conference event app, there's a list of restaurants in town that are giving us a discount.
That's right. So if you show your badge, that's right.
And Ken, where's Ken? What's happening? Look at him. He's here, Ken.
Run tomorrow, 7 a.m. 7 a.m.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a run tomorrow at 7 a.m. at the Olympic Torch.
So we'll be meeting, at the Olympic Torch, which is just the other side of this building. You really can't miss it. There's a big thingy and a whale. And there'll be a 6K route, or you could extend it a little longer, 8K. And we're
So
all
really
in.
this 5K is completely bogus.
Is it? It's longer than 5K.
Okay.
There's like a 0.5K run? The 0.5K
So where are
run.
we running?
So we're running, we're running kind of in the direction of the lighthouse in Stanley Park and around, back through past the aquarium. Quite scenic run. And we'll be back by 8 for sure. So that should get you back close to in time, yeah.
Okay.
Right, because then we'll start back in here at 8:45. There'll be, I think, a couple of awards given to, we're honoring some folks tomorrow morning. And then we're going to have 2 keynotes. Autodesk is up, as is Hexagon. So we'll have some interesting things to think about from that. And then we burst into the multi-tracked user presentations. So a bunch of you I know will be up till 2 a.m. tonight finalizing your presentations. Wish you good luck with that. So I think, yeah, there they are.
There they are.
Good. 33 of you, I guess, will be up according to
Wow,
this.
that's a lot.
So thanks so much. Make your way out, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, thank you.